So what is good, everybody? I'm going to be going over my weekly outlook for DXY and EURUSD. So I'm going to give you a full top-down analysis. I'm going to start off on the weekly time frame. I'm going to work my way all the way down to the 1 minute and basically show you what you can be looking at this week and what you can expect to likely occur this upcoming week. So if we start off on DXY here on the weekly time frame, you can see we actually had a bearish week last week, like I mentioned in last week's outlook. Said we was likely going to expect another bearish week, especially following on from this sweep here, pretty much. So, basically, based on that, if we drop to the daily, we can have a look at basically what's occurring here. So, like I say, following on from that sweep there, you can see price does try to come up and create a new high, and what we get is we actually get another sweep here. Now, following on from that, that then gives us a weak low to the left, which is obviously what has been the target quite recently. You might remember me saying I was actually looking for basically 1 hour confirmations to come and target that possible weak low, but there was no confirmation. So I was basically like, well, is it weak? Is it not? This week has confirmed it was in fact weak, and as you can see, we've come and we've traded through that now, and it obviously was in fact weak. So now, basically what we are seeing now is this daily internal pullback, right? Obviously this high here to the left still remains weak until this low here is traded through. If we get a closure through this low, then that would indicate that this low has then failed to do its job, and that would become weak, and this high would become protected if we close through that. But that's obviously like a much more of a bigger outlook. For the moment, we're just going to be mainly focusing on this internal range here. So obviously we can expect price to continue retracing into this daily internal range. Mark out our fib. You can see we haven't mitigated tier 1 pricing yet, so I'm not too concerned about a pullback or a continuation happening right now, because we've only just actually confirmed this daily internal pullback with that break there. So if we take a look at the 4 hour, what we're going to see again, obviously see that in a bit more detail there. We close through that low to the left, and that obviously now, like I say, signals the start of this pullback of this leg here. So now, based off that, what we can expect is we can expect price to pretty much now give some sort of retracement back into this leg, and then we can look for a turning point, and then we come and target weak lows again. Obviously, we're going to use lower time frame confirmations to confirm when that pullback is starting. If that pullback doesn't start, then we can just continue looking for shorts. If it has started, then we're going to use the beginning of the week to look for longs, and then we can look maybe around a Wednesday, Thursday, typical reversal days, to then basically come and trade back lower towards the end of the week, pretty much. So from a 1 hour standpoint, again, it's going to be something fairly similar. Obviously, we have to break through that low. Like I say, we can now expect that pullback to occur back into the range. We look for that lower time frame turning point, and then we go. So if we look at the 5 minute to see if that pullback has started, what we're going to see is it has in fact started, right? So you're going to see here, this break here that occurred on Thursday was the start of that pullback. We then obviously retrace into this range like so, and then we continue higher, and now we get a close through this high here. Just confirm it is a close, but it's a very questionable close at the moment. But as long as 1 minute structure is going to remain bullish, which will be this low here, so as long as this low here at the start of the week doesn't get traded below or doesn't get closed through, then the high still remains weak, and we can expect the next leg up. If price comes down and we take out this low and we close through it, that indicates a weak low here to the left, and that means that we can then literally look to target that low at the start of the week. I mean, it's not going to be ideal. Ideally, we respect this low here, we come up and we close through this high with a bit more conviction on the 5 minute, and then we can just literally look to continue playing that pullback, something like that, like I keep mentioning. Yeah. And then, obviously, like I say, later on in the week, then you look for the turning point, and then you can come and target this low. Just because for me, this is more consolidation than it is actually a big pullback. So yeah, ideally, I'd want to see price come up a little bit more. So hopefully, this low here will get respected, and then we can just continue targeting weak highs as we play the pullback. And then, yeah, I'm not going to keep repeating it, but we get the turning point, and then we can look down. So based off of all of that, pretty much what I'm going to put in my weekly outlook is I'm going to expect a bullish week, just based on what structure is currently telling me. I'm going to expect a bullish week as we play the medium time frame pullback, and then maybe we'll see some bearish momentum towards the end of the week going into next week. Obviously, I'm not going to be trading next week myself, but yeah, that could be something that you're looking at if you do end up trading next week as well. So yeah, possible bullish week. You might even just see an inside bar occur actually. Looking at that again, like I say, we're going now into sort of like the back end, or not so much the back end of December, but we're approaching Christmas. There's only like a couple of weeks left, so we might start seeing some slower, choppier price action now. So it really wouldn't surprise me if we did see that pullback form as an inside bar, and then that'll probably be it for the rest of the year, really. But if we take a look at EU, again, starting off on the weekly time frame, you can see we didn't actually sweep this low down here, which was the same high here on DXY. So we was actually looking at a possible SMT, and if we could confirm that SMT, to confirm this weak high to the left. So if we drop to the daily, I'm going to see if we can confirm that SMT, because obviously this low here was weak at the time. So yeah, I was basically looking to see if that SMT could get confirmed, or if it was going to get confirmed to indicate a weak high, or if we was just basically waiting for price to continue to the downside to come and target this weak low here. So 4 hour, again, what you're going to see is structure here. Obviously, we sweep that high, like I say, weak low, possible SMT forming. So on the 4 hour, we're still trading within this bearish range, which isn't really that ideal, but you can see we have taken out this high to the left, which if we look at the 1 hour, that was your 1 hour break there, and that for me is enough to basically confirm. Actually, never mind. That was that high there that was weak. I was going to say that confirms a weak high, but obviously I remember now that we was targeting. We was basically waiting to see if we would trade through that high at the beginning of the last week. So yeah, obviously that high there did end up being weak. We took that out, and now since we've taken that out, for me, I would now suggest that has basically confirmed this SMT. Obviously, we could still come back down, but at the moment, I'm going to expect this SMT here to hold, and we can basically continue looking for longs in this 4 hour range. Again, I don't think tier 1 pricing has been mitigated just yet. Okay, never mind. It has been mitigated. So now that kind of opens up the question. Since tier 1 pricing of this 4 hour leg has been mitigated, could we possibly now see the 4 hour impulsive move to the downside? Again, like I say, on the 1 hour, ideally, I'd want to see, you can see here the pullback has clearly started. I'd like to see the pullback continue, come up, take out the high, give some new structure to work with, because otherwise we're just going to have the same situation that we had here, right? Where we're going to be like, well, is this low, is it go time towards this low now, or not? Because we'd only get a confirmed break here, and then the chances are I'd literally just follow through and come and take out that low at the same time anyway. So it's kind of like one of them things, really. Unless you're going to mark your structure much more aggressively, maybe you could take a sweep of that low, take out that high, take this high here, break, break, break. But for me, that wouldn't be valid because that didn't close through. That needed to be a confirmed high for that to basically be a valid break. So my last confirmed high was actually this high here, which, yeah, like I say, isn't really too ideal with basically when it's coming to confirming these weak structure points, because it's quite a large leg. So ideally, yeah, we see bit more of a smaller range form, and then that obviously gives us something new to work with. And we drop to, I'm going to take a quick look at the 15. You're going to see basically that lower time frame structure in a little bit more depth here. See, obviously, like come up, respect this low, come up, take out the high, retrace, sweep the low, take out the high, and then it's going to shift bearish there, and then pull back, expansion, pull back, and then hopefully expansion, and then we can continue to pull back into this 1 hour leg. So look at lower time frame structure, you're just going to see that a bit more clearly there. Let's say sweep, break, break lower, pull back, break, and then we'll expect the pullback with our new internal protected high being here. And then we can look for that to catch out the next leg lower at some point next week, probably the beginning of next week. And then, yeah, like I say, we're going to keep waiting for price to just keep continuing down till we get that turning point, and then we can look for the continuation all the way back up to this week high. Or, like I say, price could just literally continue all the way down to the extreme of that, all the way back down here, and then we'll get no confirmation. And once tier 1 pricing is mitigated, then we'd stop obviously looking for shorts. But like you can see, we have quite a way there. So that's more of a long-term play, probably going into next year kind of play, not something that we're really too worried about right now. So all in all, probably going to be, again, expecting bearish week here on EU. Again, EU's candle doesn't look quite as strong as what DXY's did, but we could still maybe see a possible inside bar forming as we play that pullback. It depends how deep, obviously, the pullback is going to be. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be looking for at the beginning of the week, is to continue playing that pullback on both DXY and EU. And then I'm going to look for the low time frame turning points, and then we can come and possibly target week highs. But let's say that's definitely more of a play for more than likely the back end of next week, going into week 3, where I won't be trading anyway. So pretty much for the last trading week, let's say we're just looking to play them lower time frame counter trend moves back into the medium time frame range. So yeah, that's pretty much all for this video. My weekly review from this week's price action will be out on Wednesday. So obviously, again, make sure you check that out. And obviously, if you like the video, then make sure you like and subscribe. And then I'll catch you all on Wednesday.